Thank you, Lebs. Now, the 2023 Blessing Ngobeni Art Prize winner, Tshepo Phokojoe's artistic exploration of Hessian cloth in woven comfort offers a profound examination of the notion of comfort, security, and belonging. Hessian cloth, often associated with practicality and durability, takes a new meaning as he weaves intricate patterns and creates delicate structures. The exhibition invites art lovers to reflect on the concept of home and its symbolism in our lives. Visual artist Tshepo Phokojoe is here with us this morning to talk more about his first solo exhibition. Tshepo, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man. Good to have you. What inspired you to choose Hessian cloth as the medium for your exhibition, Woven Comfort?
So the Hessian cloth came as it's something that you never think of up until you need it. So I always associated myself as like I'm also in that kind of space that there's certain places that I'm not recognized because of the certain things that I do not comply to. So it's more like I'm sidelined. So it's like I relate to it, and I also love the natural kind of look of it.
Yeah. So, okay, what's Hessian cloth for the benefit of our viewers who might not know it?
So Hessian cloth, it's in our normal terms, it's isaga. Then
a sack cloth.
It's a sack cloth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So mina ngumasaga nje.
I didn't see that one coming. So Tshepo, how do you see the connection between Hessian cloth and the concept of, home, rest, and comfort?
So the whole show is to explore ideas around that and try and make things that do not relate. And also I was trying to hit on something that, because of most art exhibition, we're always speaking about our differences. So I wanted something that you can all relate with, and just to speak more about the things that make us human and things that remind us of that we are human. And
Right. So it's basically an item that binds all humanity.
It binds all humanity. Got to learn about it, that it's biodegradable, and also even to think as human you're also biodegradable, because at the end you go back to the soil.
Right. Now just take us through, the symbolism behind woven comfort, like the title Woven Comfort.
So woven comfort, it's a search for a home. But then I started thinking, is home actually a feeling or just a specific kind of place? So I was trying to find out between those two kind of concepts. So in the show, there's a nest that we all relate to, and there's also a womb that we all relate to. But then it's just all of those places that we all relate to, and that reminds us of a place called home.
Wow, you just mentioned something so profound that is home actually an experience, or is home an experience rather, or is it home
an actual place?
The actual place. So how does your work then find expression in trying to answer that question, whether home is an experience or the actual place? So
in my work, I also do not have the answers, in all honesty, but then I'm just creating space so that we start asking those certain questions. So that's the whole approach that I'm having, is just to make people initiate certain ideas and try and make people remember certain things.
So basically everybody needs to strike a resonance with your work in terms of understanding how they feel about that particular work and forming their own opinions.
Around
that particular work.
So it's just to remind people to think about certain things.
And how did you approach the process of transforming the Hessian cloth into what it is?
So part of the process, there's a lot of distraction and there's a lot of sewing. But then one thing that's always interesting is it's also not knowing the end outcome, how it's going to turn out. So which is what actually fascinates me, is I never know how the next piece is going to be like. But then all I know
Hang on a second, you just shoot in the dark. You don't know what you're actually making, but you're making something.
It's hitting from an idea, but then it's a build up. But then I do not have the visual end outcome of the object. So it's also allowing myself also the time and space to wander around, to imagine, and allow also the work to also guide me, where does it want to be, or it's a battle of control between making of the work. So it's to allow the work also control you and also try and control the work. But then it's a negotiation, then the end outcome is the end outcome of the negotiation of the show.
And speaking of battle of control and negotiation, just looking at the final product of your work, do you look back and say, hey, I could have done this better, or I could have done this in a particular way? Because when you set out to do it in the first place, that you didn't know what you're actually doing.
I think that's the biggest crisis about it. But then it's always like on the next show that's you work it better from there. But then it's the polishing of the skills, so it's a process. It's a whole process, but then it takes time and it needs you to be very patient with it, and also to explore more and try and think of other ways. So it's more of a thought kind of challenge that you're dealing with, but then it's self-imposed. So yeah, that's the whole negotiation of that battle.
Dude, I love your work, man. I love the work.
Thank you,
the fact
thank
that
you.
it triggers people to think outside the box and to, just immerse themselves in the emotions of what they are viewing. Lovely chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great
thank
stuff.
you. Great.
All right, that was Tshepo Phokojoe, the 2023 Blessing Ngobeni Art Prize winner, just speaking to us about his work, Woven Comfort.